Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. As you can see, there's something a little bit different going on today. Basically, we've got our new signings lined up down here. We've got our old squad down here, which we're going to run through shortly. A few players have left, a few players have obviously arrived, as you can see above. But we've kind of put together the starting 11 that would have been if these players had not signed. But we've put the players we've got left over, obviously excluding the ones that have left, blah, blah, blah. We'll quickly, I think the best way to go about this is to quickly run through who everyone is that's at the club here already, to give people who've maybe not watched Liverpool women before or watched women's football in general to get a bit of an idea of some of the players. And then we'll go through the new signings, where they might fit into this sort of system. Would you like to kick us off with number one?
So number one, we have Anke Pruis in goal. We then move down into our defensive area. Leanne Robe, number 3, our right back in this scenario. Bradley Auckland, number 6, and Niamh Fahey, number 5, are taking up our centre-back partnership. And Gemma Pearfield, number 23, is taking up that left-back role here.
Moving on. Number 4, we then have central midfielder kind of position. That's Roberts. She only signed from us last season before. Only been with us for a season, but she kind of interchanges with a few other players. Christy Murray and Amy Rogers in this scenario. Rogers does tend to play a little bit far behind, but obviously we're using the players we've got, so we've put her up there because she could, worst comes to worst, she could play there. And then the front three, Jess Clark, Sweetman Kirk and Niamh Charles. Would you like to run us through the bench?
So we have number 18, Fran Kitchen, our second goalkeeper. Striker, Kirsty Lynn, number 24. Midfielder, Bo Cairns, number 21. Ashley Hodgson's changed from number 36 to 14. And then we have winger, Babajid at number 20.
Yeah, that's what we've got as of right now, as of the season is starting and we didn't sign these 3 players. So that's what we've got. If we have a look up here then, we've signed 3 players, as you can tell. Bailey, Lawley and Jane. So who do you want to look at first?
We'll go for Bailey first.
Right, so Jade Bailey then, our number 8. I think, from what I've read about her, the kind of position that she's played previously, to me, it does sort of seem like the Coombs replacement. I know it's not, you can't just say she's the replacement because she's got the number 8. That's not really how it works in football. But I actually read up online that she can play, obviously, that kind of attacking centre mid. So it may be alongside Christy Murray. We've put Rogers there for now, just as a placeholder. But maybe alongside Christy Murray. But then she can also play in this role, the holding midfielder role, and then she's, at some point in her career, she's played
at centre back as well,
centre half level. But I think she's probably most effective this side of the pitch.
Definitely.
I don't know if you agree, but
I'd say so. I think that's where she'd probably feel most comfortable playing. Either of these 2 positions, I think she'd be happy to do. I think she'd only end up centre back if we were absolutely bare bones. No, we had players injured and whatnot. But I think it's more going to be Rogers would be in that holding midfielder role, and she'll be alongside Christy Murray, sort of
pushing on.
They'll be feeding the forward line. But
well, she's quite experienced. Like, she's only 23, signed from Reading, because I think she had an injury while she was still at Chelsea.
She had an ACL, didn't she?
So she had an injury, and then I think they signed her contract for 1 more year at Chelsea, but then told her go out on loan to Reading, see how that goes. I think she's all right at Reading. I didn't necessarily hear that she was she blew it away. No. But at the same time, that all depends on how a player settles and things like that.
I think she only made 5 appearances while she was there. So I mean,
coming back from
ACL injury, like, you know, she's not going to be playing 10 games week in, week out. You know, it was definitely just sort of a process to get her match fitness, because, you know, Chelsea's squad was amazing last season. They've got some great players, so she would have been challenging with higher caliber players for a starting place. So
well, she's done it internationally as well, like been part of the youth, the kind of the youth England cell.
She went to under 20s World Cup as well.
Exactly. So and then she will potentially have played alongside Charles at that World Cup. In not even maybe in match time, in training time, and she'll know Charles, and then obviously Babajide as well. So maybe that's something that was taken into consideration. So would you put her? Let's take her off here. And let's switch out Rogers for a second. You'd put her there, yeah?
Yeah,
Do you reckon?
I'd maybe have Christy Money a bit further forward, and she's sort of the one that
Okay, the more
drops,
defensive
that
one.
drops back a little bit more, I'd say.
Okay. I could live with that.
I feel like Christy Money's just more like, you know what she's about with her passes and her set pieces and whatnot, and her crossing ability, so you know that she can create.
It'd be interesting to see how these two I think it is going to be more of the going up.
Yeah, it probably will be a switch type
Yeah.
of thing, because you've seen that last season with Coombs and Christy Money as well. So, I mean, like we said, it's not, you know, it is a replacement for Coombs, because, you know, one midfielder goes in, another goes out, another comes in.
They're different though.
Yeah.
I think technically you couldn't necessarily fault Coombs at all, and she kind of had that natural ability.
Yeah.
But then we've got the opportunity to now to see if Bailey is all about that as well. Maybe she's more like attacking minded in that sense, but she might not technically be as creative as Coombs was.
Yeah.
But I think we'll come on to it with the additions that we've made further up the pitch, and then players coming back from fitness.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be key in kind of moving the ball forward and passing out wide or creating disturbance while the wider players have the ball.
Like you said as well, if she's obviously played with Charles either game time or match in training, that sort of link up, if she's on the left side of the midfield, how that'll work between them two as well, which will be exciting.
Yeah.
Moving on then, Melissa Lawley.
Buzzing.
Yeah,
absolutely
made
buzzing.
up with this signing. It was the perfect. Obviously Becky Jane came first, but then, you know, you're thinking in your head, oh, we got to sign another attacking minded player, and obviously we get Mel Lawley, who's, you know, come from City, played internationally as well, like a brilliant player. So obviously we've got Charles and Clark.
See, this is where it gets a little bit hairy, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a brilliant opportunity to be in, and it's not a bad situation, but it's like, who do you play?
Who do you play?
Like, I think Clark's only just come back into training with the squad full time ish, especially since being away on the tour. You've seen a lot of videos from her in that sort of sense. But you do just think you've just signed England International League winner, everything under the sun you've signed. I feel somehow you can't not start her in that first game.
That was my next exact sentence. You can't not play Mel Lawley, do you know what I mean?
It's like, but who do you take? I think Sweetman Kirk stays
where she is.
Yeah.
I think Niamh Charles stays where she is as well.
Do you think it's Clark?
I think it's Clark, only because, like you said, she's only just getting back into the swing of things.
I think Clark, to be honest with you, coming off the bench, Clark and Charles, I'm absolutely fine with.
Yeah.
I've got no qualms about that.
No.
Like, we were just saying before we started filming, the bench is looking a little bit light on its feet.
Yeah.
So, but then as soon as you put her in there, you've got another world-class player in Jess Clark or Niamh Charles on the bench, and they can come on and make a difference.
Yeah.
But I think we're pretty much both on the same terms. You can't not start Mel Lawley.
But don't forget, Mel Lawley can play either side, and she can probably also play that cam role as well.
She could probably even play up there. She's quick enough to be able to do that.
She can move across any of those three positions there. So it might be a case of, you know, Jess Clark comes back in on the right, and Mel Lawley goes into that type of role. Like, you know, Bailey comes out or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you just have the holding player.
You have the holding player with like another one, and she's more attacking minded rather than switching.
Or even if you go for a three like that. Yeah. That could work as well.
Yeah. So I think that's something that's good that she offers you. Like Bailey, they're both very versatile players. Yeah. So, you know you can play them in other positions and you can do your job there.
Yeah. I don't want to lose any of the players, because I think the reason why we've both left Jess Clark out is because I feel like we kind of got used to the side without her. That's no disrespect to it. Obviously, she was injured, so it's difficult. But I think, as we said, there's no chance that we can't start Lawley. It depends. I think this pre-season will determine where Jepson thinks the cogs kind of connect properly, and whether that is her in that role, in this role on the wing, like out wide there. That's something I think Jepson will be able to figure out pretty soon, depending on the other players as well. Yeah,
definitely. Well, Becky Jane then.
Becky Jane.
Obviously, right back, can play left back as well. So, you know, again, another versatile
Just a
player.
fullback in general.
Just a fullback in general, yeah. I think it's hard for me to get rid of Perfield or Robe in those positions, because I think obviously Robe played left back until Perfield came in January, but I've got no issue with how either of those players played. So it's like what you do there.
I think the leaving of Daniels, obviously this is Fahy, but Matthews, sorry.
Yeah.
If Matthews was fit for the whole of the season, I think she would have been alongside Auckland for as many games as possible, really, I think.
Yeah.
But we did notice that Fahy, who usually plays in here, kind of drops back into that position, which she's done, I think it was for Bordeaux, her club before, and she's done that in the past. But what I think, and I think you're on the same page, I think Fahy potentially drops down there. Robe comes into maybe... Does she stay that side? I'm not entirely sure.
No, I think she goes left side, if I'm honest,
And then Becky Jane comes in there.
Yeah.
And the reason why Robe was one of my favourite players. I've said that from day one. I think not just personality-wise, but not just football-wise, but for personality-wise as well. I think she's so good for the squad, like morale and things like that. But Becky Jane's known for her pace. And she's going to be, and that and Perfield as a attacking pair,
that's
they're going to be
going to think about that.
Exactly,
actually,
Like I think she's such a loyal player as well.
So then, if you're going to play Becky Jane and Perfield and both like to get forward, would you not think having Fahy in there, take Roberts off for a sec, as you're holding?
Yeah.
So then you can go sort of
a back three
at one moment. Do you know what I mean, like that?
Yeah. Potentially, I think. Just on last season's performances alone, it would be either between Fahy and Rogers, because I think Rogers has had a great campaign at the end of last season.
Roberts got injured as well, so she was out for the rest of the season. So,
but let's kind of set up how we think. We'll go back to Becky in a second, just to kind of look at it. So we had Bailey in, didn't we? About there, and then let's put Mel out there. Yeah. So I think it's a bit wonky, but we're going to roll with it.
Yeah.
I think, depending on what side it all happens on, because these two players can play either side. Perfield played more on the left, so...
Yeah, you're assuming it's just going to be left back.
And then Becky Jane, I think she can play either side. And then obviously, depending when Mel and Charles played, Charles did usually stay on the left last season when she came back from injury and beforehand anyway, so she was kind of bombing up and down, but she can kind of go...
Wherever,
we've got a team full of versatile forwards, and I think that's what you need.
Yeah.
And you've got that kind of experience, maybe youth side, and then obviously Sweetman Kirk as well in itself is experienced. But in terms of fullbacks, that's lightning quick, both of these two. So I think
that as well.
What you might be seeing is Becky Jane getting kind of a bit like Andy Robertson. He's getting he gets forward so much, and that overlap seems to work really well, whether she comes down here, Lawley's in the box, or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
No, definitely, I agree. I definitely agree with you there. I think the one thing for me is who I want in that holding midfielder role.
Yeah.
I think that's the big one, because I absolutely love all three of those players.
The problem is
role.
They all do the same job.
Exactly, and I think Amy Rogers had such a great end to the season last year. Obviously, Fahy was injured for a little bit, Roberts being out. When Fahy came back in, Amy Rogers took that spot as her own.
Yeah. And
it was hard to take her out of it. So I feel like for the opening game, I'd go with Rogers at first, depending.
So should we set up how we think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be... Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
I feel like Sweetman Kirk's very out of position there. Yeah. There we go.
I think for opening day against Reading, I'd be absolutely fine with that. If it so happens that Robe ends up right back again and Becky Jane's on the bench and Fahy's at centre back, I wouldn't mind that either.
You wouldn't. I think this is the time now where pre-season's happening. They had a game today on Wednesday. What we're filming it on. It is Wednesday, isn't it?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Great. But I think it's the perfect time to trial where all these different players are going to be.
That's it. Obviously, after that first pre-season game, you'll be able to know the lineup and whatnot, and hopefully there'll be some highlights that you can watch. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see who gets the nod over someone else.
Yeah.
And
goalkeeper-wise, we haven't really spoken about them that much.
No.
Both obviously signed new contracts last week.
Yeah.
In your opinion, is it that clear that that's number one? That's like Anker's number one, Fran's number two? Or?
We had this conversation the other day, didn't we? And it was definitely both have their own qualities, and I think it depends on the opposition. Especially last season, you're seeing, depending on the opposition, who plays. Because Price is definitely more of your shot stopper in terms of close range and all that type of stuff. But you can't look past Kitchen's distribution. So I think they both have their own qualities in their own ways. It's just what your formation, what you're looking for out the game. If you're playing someone like Man City who have got amazing forwards who are going to be in and around the penalty area, it's Price. If you've got someone like, maybe, I don't know, if you're playing
Bristol
at home,
Brighton,
who are maybe going to look more to counter rather than go at your full force, it might be Kitchen that comes in.
Yeah, I
think
we're both in unison. The fact that if we see this on the starting day, sound. If we see this on the starting day, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like, they're such high quality goalkeepers, both of them, and I'm happy they've both signed new contracts. And I think the squad is going to change a lot this season. I think you're going to see players come in, you're going to see players come out. But I think probably the most important player is your captain. That position can't change because she's so important to the way that Liverpool play, and just the commandment on the field. And you can't get better than it. And I think she's so important to the side. Obviously, signed new contracts as well.
It's crucial as well. Just to end it on this point, is to have a good, solid pairing.
Partnership.
If you're going to start Robe on the opening day and that centre-back, keep her there. Don't think, I'll try her there for one game, I'll put her back to right back, I'll change her back to left back. Especially for Robe's sake as well, don't mess about with it. If you want that to be your back four, keep that as your back four, let them get into a rhythm with each other, and then, by 5-6 games later, it's just going to be like a force that you're not going to be able to move type of thing.
No, I agree. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the signings we've made as well. Obviously, we've spoke through them. Perfect balance of experience and then also young talent that's rising.
One midfielder, one forward.
Another midfielder that can play defence. Exactly. Yeah. But I think doing this video's made me feel a lot better about our squad situation. We've been crying out for positions that we necessarily think we need, but then also, who are we to know? We are not managers. We are not tacticians. Yeah. So we're just giving a view from a fan's perspective or whatever. Yeah. But if you kind of enjoy this side of things, let us know, because we're kind of experimenting.
I feel nice being stood up.
I know. We have bodies, I promise you. Not just sitting down all the time. But definitely, that was weird. If you enjoyed this video, we did it so well, just the last stages. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this setup, if you enjoyed the different things that we're trying to test out, come up with, there we go. Let us know. Give us a like on this video. Let us know what you think the starting 11 against Reading at the start of the season is going to be. Let us know if you think we're going to sign anyone else, if you're happy with the sign, anything. Just let us know anything.
Whatever you want, just comment it below.
Make sure you subscribe. We hit 1K a few weeks ago. It would be great to hit 2K ASAP. Yeah. But yeah, definitely let us know what you thought of this video, and we'll be back soon with another video.